Very quickly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We have the minutes for June 1st. I'm sorry, roll call. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Ogalla. Here. Gazanfer.
Here.
Bustos.
Here.
Balich.
Here.
Trainier. Gould.
Here.
Mueller.
Here.
Frisellone.
Here.
Cowan.
Here.
Politis. Newquist.
Here.
Winfrey.
Here.
Also present. Van Dyne.
Here.
We have 10. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Now we have the approval of minutes for June 1st.
Move, Eustace.
Second. Questions on the minutes at all? All those in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Yes.
Sorry. Ogalla.
Yes.
Gazanfer.
Yes.
Bustos.
Yes.
Balich.
Yes.
Trainier. Gould.
Yes.
Mueller.
Yes.
Frisellone.
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes.
Politis. Newquist.
Yes.
Winfrey.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, our first order of business this morning is award of contract in the amount of $765,183.25 to McGill Construction, Frankfurt, for the old Plainfield Trail asphalt repair and replacement.
Move.
Second.
Previous roll. Second.
Were there any questions? Jackie, would you like to be in? Yes, please. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next up is the award contract in the amount of $608,378 to McGill Construction Frankfurt for Joliet Junction Trail asphalt repair and replacement.
Move.
Second. Previous.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Award of contract in the amount of $150,000 to Space House of Chicago for conceptual exhibit planning services for Hidden Oaks Nature Center.
Move.
Second. Previous.
Second.
Questions, Jackie?
Yeah, I was looking over the bid documents. I'm not sure if my notes just disappeared. Anyway, all the information didn't seem to be there. Like, I could see the rankings, but then when it was like the part for the references, I couldn't see anything. And I read the narrative like, oh, we were on a Zoom call and this is how they spoke. But I didn't see the references part, and I tried the tabs on the side.
We don't normally supply the reference
Okay,
copies.
it was in the outline on
Yeah.
the left, so I just kind of expected it to be there because it was, mentioned. So it just was kind of strange.
Yeah, so what we normally do is we give you a rundown of the interviews themselves, and if the references, if there were issues with the references, we would share that as well.
Gotcha, okay, I just, like I said, on the,
Mhm. On that second sheet, right, right.
on one of the attachments on the side, it's listed, so I thought it was supposed to be there. Thank you.
Other questions? All those in favor? Any opposed? Next is the approval of board. Excuse me, ordinance 620 authorizing, excuse me, the annexation of Lamb's Wood Reserve to the city of Lockport.
Move. Second.
Question.
Why? Okay. Normally, we don't annex into municipalities.
You're correct.
And that's why, and if we are, can you talk about any conditions we may have had?
Yes, we did. So typically, you're correct, we don't annex into a municipality unless we need something from the municipality like water, sewer service, something of that nature. We can't provide that on our own, or if the municipality comes to us and they're looking to annex us for purposes. In this case, what the city of Lockport is doing is making some improvements to Bruce Road and Farrell Road. And so annexation of the property allows them to expend funds outside, or well, now in the, it would have been outside of their boundaries, but now within their boundaries. So as far as the conditions we set forth, we basically exclude ourselves from all of their ordinances, and we follow the county's ordinances. And then in this case, we also negotiated that the city of Lockport would provide a trail in front of Lamb's Woods along Bruce Road. And $75,000 contribution to a wayfinding statement on the Veterans Memorial.
Jackie?
Is it gonna be something similar with the preserve on Bluff Road?
Yes,
That's what I figured. This is gonna come up again, Jim. The city of Romeoville, Village of Romeoville wants to annex the land where the preserve is. What's it called? Is
it's
furnace?
Keepatal Preserve. Yeah.
I think where they had the old iron furnace there. They want to annex that, and that's a benefit to DuPage Township because we want to get rid of that road. It's ours. There's a mile in each
The
direction.
last road you have.
Yes. So there's a benefit to us if they annex in the preserve, then they have a reason to spend money on that road.
Right.
I have no problem with annexing municipalities as long as we have the conditions that are advantageous and don't inhibit us in the future from development or something we want to do in the preserve.
That's,
Like it, sir.
yeah, and one other thing I forgot, we also receive a free tap on it if we.
Sherry has.
I didn't know.
We would get a free tap on it.
Water.
So we totally still manage the preserve, correct? And by exempting ourselves from the city of Lockport's ordinances, it means that we don't have to follow.
So like open burning.
Got it. We can still do all of that.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
When you say.
Hold on, Steve. Mike was
Lockport is
next.
over capacity according to Lockport.
Steve! Mike was next.
You said $75,000 contribution, but it says 50,000 in there.
Yeah, it's been updated now. There was some discussion, the city of Lockport was waffling back and forth. There was an outside funder that they may have had to fund the 25,000.
Okay.
So they've increased it. That arrangement hasn't been finalized. So in order to just kind of cover themselves, they're taking on the entire responsibility of that 75,000. So if they do receive the 25,000 from the outside funder, then that won't reduce their contribution, but it will reduce what they have to pay.
So does this need to be corrected then? Because it says 50,000.
It should have been corrected.
Well, it will be for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had a question, Steve?
Yeah. No, I got Bailey Albert. I took 3 benefits already today. Okay, forget about it. But anyhow, Lockport told us that they're out of capacity for sewer. So if we're looking to get sewer over there, anywhere in there, you're probably not gonna get it.
We're, at this point, we're not looking for sewer. We would be more interested in the water service. We have a latrine on the site, so we don't require the sewer hookup. But just in order to protect some future board, if they so chose to do something different with Lamb's Woods, want to build a facility there at some point, then that tap on is available.
Other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is the approval of resolution 2206, establishing a process for managing donations made to the Nature Foundation of Will County.
Move.
Second.
Second.
No questions on that one. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we have permission to bid view shed vegetation management.
Motion.
Second.
Previous roll. Jim?
What is it?
It's maybe I'm the only one who don't know, but that one is.
It's essentially brush clearing activities. Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions?
Ralph's just making up words.
Yeah. We're trying to make it harder.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The next, we have permission to be a dog park electronic gate improvement project.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Questions?
Yeah, I honestly didn't remember us voting down the really expensive version.
Yeah.
I'm sure we did, that just seems like a huge amount of money. And I certainly, like most of us, don't remember every single vote. But if you could explain, Ralph, a little bit about what this pared down version was, I couldn't really tell from the attachment that I looked at.
Right. So the original project included installing these electronic gates at all of our forest preserve dog parks across the county. And the price came in a couple $100,000 over the engineer's estimate, and we did not have the funding and did not want to pursue the project. And so you rightfully rejected the bids, and we re-engineered the project. We reduced the size and the scope of it to only include certain dog parks that would have the electronic gates. And those would be
Which
the
ones?
most, Messenger Marsh, Wallen Lake, and Hamel Woods.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
They got ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the dog park.
I know. But those three would be, would have the electronic gates. We did include another site as an alternate, if the bids came in like that.
Okay, yeah, I know labor is getting really expensive, everything's getting expensive, but, it seemed like a good idea, I don't know what part of the attachment I missed, because I couldn't get those three preserves that I had from what I read, so thank you.
Mike.
I think, that was first.
Thanks. Those three are most popular, is that because they're highest traffic?
Highest traffic, largest population.
Okay.
Would you say largest dogs?
There, I know, I'm talking with, yeah.
Big dogs.
Okay, so
What's that?
I get that it was too expensive to do the rate,
2, 3.
but if you're only gonna do half of them and the price comes in at half, you're still
Spending.
spending the same kind of money. And more than likely, it may be even more than half of the other bid, because they're only doing 3 instead of 6. So how does that, I mean, okay, yeah, you put it on next year and then you spend the same or more money, then
Right. Well, one of the things was we also had limited a number of bidders, so we didn't have enough bidders to really
that I understand. Yeah.
to see that the price that we even received was, I mean, it was realistic.
Right,
and
right.
It was within range. So in this attempt, we're not only trying to reduce the scope of the project initially, but also to entice additional bidders.
But again, when you say scope, nothing has changed other than eliminating a couple of the dog parks.
So the scope of the project, it could potentially, I see what you're saying, it could potentially cost just as much per dog park.
Right.
And what we would do is in the future, we would add additional parks to the electronic dog park system. But what the lanyard, everybody's issued a lanyard as part of their, dog park pass. The lanyard is still required regardless of the electronic pass.
Right.
So the electronic pass just allows only those who have.
And you don't think that's gonna cause an issue if somebody's got their electronic on their phone and they decide to go to a different park that doesn't have the electronic and then go, hey, why can't I get in my phone? I can do it at Messenger Mars.
Right.
Don't you think that's gonna cause issues?
There is potential that there's an issue, but we're looking at ways to try to resolve.
Okay.
I would.
So, and just to follow up, Mike, everyone gets an electronic pass. So even if you're at the Blue Road down in Wilmington, you can still access every site because you've got the electronic pass. So it's just that those 3 sites are a little bit more secure, that if you don't have the electronic pass, you won't be able to gain access.
Okay.
So you're saying you're advised.
Everyone gets the electronic pass so that they have access to all 6 sites. It's only that the 3 sites won't necessarily need the electronic device to get in through the gate. You still need your land, but you wouldn't need the electronic.
I see the numbers.
Did I hear you say that one of the reasons you're rebidding this is because you didn't get enough responses the first time?
Correct.
So maybe if the amount of work is smaller, you're thinking you might get more bidders?
We might be able to attract some of the smaller contractors.
Okay, that's what I thought you said, and that made sense to me. And I mean, maybe you even just want to bid one park and test it out, but
We'll see how the bids come in this time.
yeah, but just permission to bid doesn't mean you're gonna accept anybody's contract.
No, absolutely, that's.
Right, so
Yeah.
we're not at that juncture yet. Okay, thank you.
Sherry.
So if you need an electronic device to get into any of the dog parks, what's the advantage of the electronic gate? It's just that you can use your lanyard instead of,
No, you need an electronic, everyone is issued an electronic pass. And that electronic pass is required at three of the control.
right, so what about the non-control?
They still have an electronic pass, but they don't actually need to use the electronic pass because of secure. So it'll still be under the existing system, which is a lanyard and a pass.
Okay. Thanks.
Other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Man, I just want to let the representatives know who are going to represent Frankfurt Township in the future. I'll be lobbying for that dog park. All 60 of us. I had to do it.
Giving you so many chances left. Okay, next up is permission to bid Wayland Lake parking lot improvement.
Motion, Junior.
Second, Wheeler. Second. Okay, questions on that one? Jackie?
I didn't see in the drawing that it, or in an area, how many additional parking spaces they're gonna get. I totally agree, they're desperately needed down there, and it didn't really show where they were gonna go, it just was two big red stars, and I know where the parking lots are.
It's based on the bid is set up with a variety of alternates, and based on those alternates, it's between 50 and 75 additions.
And are they mostly gonna be at the top of the hill or
They're gonna be at the lake.
at the lake?
Yeah.
So that's gonna take up some additional paths, something, right?
No, actually, what we're going to do is the roadway, you're familiar with the
Yep.
site, so you come in past the dog park and you're on a long roadway
Yep.
to the lake. The roadway there has parallel parking on it.
Yes.
We're gonna blow that out, so
Gotcha.
that's perpendicular.
And blow it out, I assume if they're going down on the right side, so left side has the path.
Correct.
Okay,
Well, it'll be on both sides, but the path will not be in there.
okay. And then are they redoing some of the old parking lots? Because
Yeah.
it's in good shape. I mean, I didn't
They're-
notice any potholes.
Yeah.
I can take you to some potholes, but they aren't there.
No, they're doing some patching and some crack fill and then they're doing.
That just seemed like a lot.
Jackie's potholes were.
Well, you know, the other side, of Hidden Lakes has got potholes, you know, that whole road is a pothole.
Yeah.
But,
Which-
no, I just seemed like $1 million for 75 parking spaces when we already own the land.
Right.
Just,
Well, and it's the parking lot improvements as well. So the resurfacing of portions of that lot.
okay, I just didn't get it was in bad shape, but probably better to get it before it gets in bad shape.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is permission to advertise for full-time interpretive naturalist.
Motion, Wheeler.
Second. Previous role. Second.
Question.
Questions?
So is this a replacement or is this a new look? New
It's a
position?
replacement.
Replacement?
Yeah. We had one of our staff members at Four Rivers resigned and actually took a position which, with the county.
Oh, really? Rivers is my favorite place. Okay, thank you.
Other questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Permission to advertise for 2 full-time police patrol officers.
Motion, Junior.
Second.
Previous role.
Second.
Good question.
Question.
So these are also, I know the guy said it, but I've.
Yeah.
Publicly, I think it's.
Yes.
Why did the other officers leave? I mean, you would hope that it's not a turnover rate. We don't, we get a big turnover rate. Realizing a lot of do the command reports to the White House policing. Policing agencies
Right.
very often. We don't want to be training.
No, we don't. And there are certain individuals that kind of get on that ladder. And so they come and they work at the Forest Reserve District for a few years, 3-4 years, and then they move on to a bigger role at a municipal.
Other questions?
I have a question about, if I may, about Valley Lake parking. Can we go back to the year?
You had a question on the parking improvement? Back to the Whalen Lake?
Just for my information, it says here, it's an improvement like a maintenance, so isn't it, the money has to come from our annual budget or operational budget that American Rescue Plan Act?
There's different pots of money. An improvement can come from the American Rescue Plan, so an expansion of the lot. And the portions that are, that more of the maintenance are being funded through our infrastructure maintenance and replacement program. So there's multiple funding sources funding that.
I need one more question about our police department. And that is, Ralph, for years, we primarily worked with part-time. Majority was part-time. Now, we said years ago that a full-time force, at least the majority of the full-time was more beneficial.
Right.
Because we thought we'd keep them. But if we're not keeping them, people are moving on to other opportunities in law enforcement. Can we talk about that today and other days, about utilization of part-time officers and what might a ratio look like? The ratio of full-time versus part-time. What kind of ratio we might look at or readjust to?
Right. So
Rather hire, just automatically hire more full-time, maybe we should review that. And I know that annually you do some type of review for all personnel, but I think it's worth looking at, because the part-time model worked pretty well for us. It was either they worked at other law enforcement agencies. Some could have been retired from other law enforcement
When did it
agencies.
change?
Well, it wasn't like overnight shift. I mean, it was.
Because I don't remember part-time stuff.
yeah, well,
But I'm
and
not
just,
here as long as.
yeah, just to follow up, we actually use a blend of full-time and part-time officers. So we do hire, we have about 17, I think, at this point, part-time officers that fill shifts for us around the county, around the clock. We're during our patrols, and they are primarily from municipal or the county police agencies.
But still, I'd like to see, maybe the mix and what makes sense. It may make sense, we're gonna hire 2 full-time, maybe they're gonna make sense to hire 1 part-time and 1 full-time, and maybe 2 part-time. So that's what I'm talking about, what is the effective blend of full-time versus part-time? Because the part-time model worked pretty well for a lot of years.
I
I think we basically did a great opportunity for part-time people, and many of our part-time people ascended into full-time positions.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the case here.
In some cases it is, yeah. So we just most recently had a promotion in our community service officers, which are not patrol officers, but they're typically brought on in part-time. We have a full-time position as well. And so we move individuals into that full-time position.
I think, like Jackie, she's been here for a number of years, but she's never a part of that discussion. We're unaware that we have a significant part-time police force.
And maybe it was discussed at one of the committees that I wasn't on or wasn't there that day. I thought all our
I don't
officers.
think we've discussed it for quite a while. I mean, it was.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, I've been here almost 14 years and I don't recall this.
It may happen before
I
years.
know, I remember.
You do? Okay, thank you.
But I think it's important, because law enforcement is a pretty, because of their pensions and so forth, it's a costly position.
Yes.
The sort of overall compensation is pretty they might say that part-time, not only works effectively, it gives you that flexibility that you may need in seasonal times and so forth, or in emergency, to bring more officers in, even though I know you have mutual assistance. Or the Forest Reserve has mutual assistance. You know, I still think it's worth at least presenting to the board, educating them, telling them why we give, you know, how, you know, why we need somebody full-time and part-time, however you may.
Right.
I think it's worth educating who's ever here.
Yeah, I think what we can do is in the near future, we'll put together a report and we'll make a report here at the operations committee on the police department. And just as an incidental side note, there was a recent, shooting in Bolingbrook that many of you are probably aware of, and 2 of our part-time officers were involved in capture of the individual. So,
I have no idea. They did not report that in the paper.
Well, that's the other thing, they have police, and they can leave out Forest Reserve and get mutual assistance, right?
So there is forest preserve?
Forest Reserve officers, he said 2 of the part-time ones. Yeah, they don't go into much detail in the past. When I say paper, I don't really mean newspaper.
That's something that's picture.
Yeah, don't.
That's a generous assumption.
That's the Facebook paper.
It's a lag.
And even the official statement does not have.
No,
No, I did see that, but I need to hear them, so that's good. So other questions on this one? This is on the police officers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So then we have a number, we don't need an executive session. We have a number of reports attached. Ralph, did you have some other comments to make today? No. Okay. Do we have any public, or do we have anything called in?
no, we didn't.
Okay. And then any comments from the commissioners? Otherwise, Jackie?
I just really want to thank the staff and my fellow county board members that attended the Hidden Lakes. Yeah, I get the right preserve. They're all right there. The Hidden Lakes event last week. I think it went really well. I think the residents were quite pleased. And Ralph, I have my donation here for a bench in the shade.
Yes, I guess I do have one follow-up. Jackie just reminded me. There is an opening reception at Hidden Oaks Nature Center this Friday beginning at 4 p.m.
Is it started at 4?
Yeah, we have the Nature Artist Guild. They are a group affiliated with the Morgan Arboretum is putting on an exhibition at Hidden Oaks for the month of July. So we open today at 10 o'clock officially to.
Yeah, if you have not been to the preserve yet, it was an existing park district property, but before that, it was owned by the private sector. It was run as a truck farm. A lot of history in the community. It's been there for a long time. And as we've all recently learned, those things are not natural. And they take a lot of human interference. Water in them. Is there any water in them yet?
I believe
It rained.
yeah, it rained a little.
Yeah.
Actually.
And the night before.
The electrician, some additional parts were supposed to have
Oh,
arrived
crap.
yesterday. And so hopefully within the next day or 2, we'll have the pumps back on.
Okay, and then one more request from the residents, and I don't know that this is realistic, but they do anticipate more vandalism again, and I know you've put a cage, I haven't looked at the cage yet, because I need to keep my nose out of that fence, but, that's why you have a lock on it. But they really want to see some backup parts stored somewhere. Just presenting the feedback, I'm not taking a position, but I've heard it from several residents, not just one source.
Okay.
And because of the fact that without those parts, the lakes aren't lakes, they're mud puddles.
We are looking at some options too of relocating the electric one.
Right, you mentioned to the east side. But I would also say that if this vandalism, this person, and I do believe it's a person, is that insistent, they wouldn't stop them from breaking into a building either. I mean, they seem pretty determined to destroy it.
You can store some parts at Robert's house.
Other comments from commissioners? Motion to adjourn is about.
Motion. Second.
There you go. See? Thank you. Again on August 3rd. Just in time for.
Getting right to the presidency? Oh, there you go. When are you?
I know.
He offered it back.
When are you?
That's what he thinks that we get back. So they look at. So like.
Part of the.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Jack.
Look at us, all still here together. Tom, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance? Everybody please stand.
One nation, indivisible, with liberty.
Roll call, please.
Newquist,
Here.
Fritz, Tyson,
Let's be in the back.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
Mitchell, Brooks,
Yeah.
Parker, Bueller,
Here.
Pretzel, Berkowitz.
Say you're here.
Here,
Weigel,
Here.
Rainier,
present.
that's 7.
Enough.
Well, I'm not counting,
I would see.
Margaret, that would be 8, so I need
If
Margaret.
you found.
Here she is.
Thank you.
Quorum.
Quorum.
Awesome. Thank
I
you.
need you.
All right, we have 8, we have a quorum.
Okay. Schedule of bills.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Newquist,
Yes.
Fritz, Tyson, Mitchell,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Parker, Bueller,
Yes.
Pretzel,
Yes.
Berkowitz,
Yes.
Weigel, Trainier.
Yes. 8, all right, and all those in favor say aye. Never mind, that's previous roll, sorry, my head's not here yet. Approval of minutes, we did,
Motion Mueller.
Second.
and now for previous.
Previous roll, come on.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. And I'm back. Motion carries. Old business, none. New business, award of contract in the amount of $33,584 to Hicks Gas of Kankakee, Illinois for the 2022-23 propane contract.
moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Question? Yeah.
Ralph, is there any possibility to consider a contract for 2023 for 2024? Is that too far in the future? Because I don't think energy prices are going to go down in the next year.
We've always only done 1 year, so I've never really investigated 2 years, but we can certainly talk to the contractor. Let us talk to the contractor in between now and the board meeting, and if it's possible, what we may be able to do is negotiate a second year option.
Okay, I think it might be wise because, well, if the experts think it's going to continue to rise, then I think it would be,
Yeah, we'll have a discussion and then I can
Okay.
report back it.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Any other questions? Okay, number 2, approval of resolution 22-7, authorizing staff to initiate negotiations on 4 parcels as part of the 2020-2024 capital improvement program.
Second.
Previous.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Ralph, where does that funds, sit right now? What's left in that fund to acquire?
We have about $3 million remaining in bond funds. And that's, so those are our resources, and then there are grants that are available to us that could potentially increase that amount, but that's where we're at right now.
So when do you, I'm wondering if we could have an update on
Full program?
your wish list and
Oh.
It's
we
here.
had some great acquisitions.
It is here. The wish list is here. If you want to take a look at it, was it attachment 2?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, the second attachment, or actually,
I have 2 pages.
But there's A, B, C, and D, and E as attachments on your agenda for item number 2. And I opened it and looked at it, but I can't tell you which one it was because I had a horrible.
correct.
Mine is different from 2.
Yeah, it was B, attachment 2.
Some of the attachments are marked confidential, so depending on
Yes.
how you logged in, you may or may not be able to see them.
Maybe I'm not locked in.
Yeah, you gotta, it depends on where you're at. You can access these agendas from multiple places. So, yeah, if you're not logged in on the IQM system,
Okay, I had to have staff reset this yesterday, so maybe my settings. got-
yeah, you probably have to log back in.
Okay, I'll figure that out.
Okay.
But that report is part of that now.
All right, I know we got a previous roll. Did I say all those in favor?
No.
All those in favor? Aye. That was opposed, same side. Okay, yeah, do take a look at that attachment too, Julie. Joe will help you. Yeah, it's pretty interesting and there's even some dollar amounts attached to the pieces that we're interested in. The first one was kind of a shocker. Do we have anything for executive? I don't have
No, we
anything on my agenda. We do have a number of reports. The financial report is listed here, the final audit. Do you want to say anything?
Well, we're going to pass along, the final audit comes through the finance committee, but we want to make any address on the audit itself to the full board. So we're going to just ask to postpone sometime.
Okay, that's fine. That's super. I will read it over. I did not read it over this part of the agenda. I got the other stuff. Okay, any comments by the public? Anything emailed in? Anything on
Nothing was even.
WebEx? Okay. Comments by commissioners? Guess what? I need a motion.
I'll see you next time.
All those in favor? Aye. We're out of here. Next meeting is Wednesday, August 3rd.
Yesterday.
I saw that. I saw it on the agenda.
Yeah.